Thank you very much, Vince and Apa, for allowing HP Ingredients to open this session. My name is Persaud, Executive Vice President of HP Ingredients. In the next 10 minutes or so, we hope to show you how you can be victorious in your research platform, how understanding and communicating the science of your ingredients and your brands build trust with your consumers, how to create unique communication opportunities and provide claim substantiation, which is critical to staying within the safety zone of regulatory guidelines. We hope to show you how you can indeed deliver herbal science in a cost-effective and highly efficient way. Much of what we do at HP Ingredients is push the boundaries of herbal knowledge. That could be one of your aims, in my opinion, of your research platform. If relevant to you, please use our examples as a template for your product innovation. Basically, we want to give you insights of how we created our how-to playbook for product innovation. Some of these may work for you. First, know who you are and what you're about as a company or entity. Second, develop a compelling mission. This is critical. Third, attract, build, and nurture a winning team of scientific advisors. Fourth, always keep an eye on your ROI. This is essential. Fifth, mix and match your ingredients for success. Take what is relevant from our real-life examples. And note that this process is continuously ongoing. What we are about and what you can be as well. Knowing who you are is very important. This identifies and clarifies to you, your stakeholders and employees, what your comfort levels are, especially relating to costs involved in product development. In our email signature line, we state the following. One of HP Ingredients' main powers is the reinvestment into new research and certifications of its signature ingredients, collaborating with globally prestigious universities, scientists, and research institutions. HP Ingredients is a boutique ingredient supplier to the natural products industry since 2001, founded by Annie Ying 20 years ago. Knowing this backstory gives you some background as to how we created our playbook so that you can create yours. By boutique, we mean we have a handful of well-researched, clinically proven premier ingredients with the actual clinical studies done on the ingredients themselves. You can say that we have an aversion to borrowed science and prefer to do the science on our own materials. From 2001 to 2021, we have 34 studies and counting. That means that in any given year, we have 1 or 2 clinical studies ongoing. We currently have 6 assigned patents and 7 patents that are right now pending. Now, how is this relevant to sports nutrition? Well, we agree with Michael McGuffin, who recently stated that products like these help consumers who want to support an active lifestyle from yoga or a morning jog all the way to bodybuilders and elite athletes. I guess you can say we are science obsessed. Again, that is because we as a company are science centric. Perhaps a little extreme, but by looking at us, at least you can see the furthest bookend on your product development investment. As a boutique supplier, we have only 2 or 3 signature ingredients and research them as much as we can. This is how they relate to sports nutrition. LJ100 gives you the sports edge. It is the only clinically proven Urocoma longifolia or Tonkat Ali extract for sports nutrition, energy, libido, and andropause. We have 17 published studies. Practin helps joints with recovery, excellent for pre-workout, preventing muscle tearing, and protects your joints during exercise. Bergamonte, in the form of Enomax, enhances nitric oxide for improved heart health, better endurance, workout recovery, and decreased muscle soreness. Knowing the mechanisms of action is critical to understanding how the active botanical ingredient helps with various conditions. LJ100, for instance, is clinically proven to increase testosterone. It inhibits the sex hormone binding globulin, so more free testosterone remains in the blood. This gives us an insight into the progression of studies from testosterone synthesis and libido to energy, immune, mood, and sports performance. Practin promotes healthy inflammatory response by naturally invigorating the PPAR gamma response, inhibiting NF-kappa B, the key regulator of our inflammatory response systems, thereby naturally reducing pro-inflammatory cytokines and proteins associated with pain and redness from everyday and sports activities. Understanding this and other mechanisms, such as the fact that practin is a powerful antioxidant, which activates the NRF2 keep1 ARE pathway to reduce oxidative stress and naturally increases your body's natural antioxidant production, such as glutathiones, superoxide dismutase, catalase, etc., helps us determine what aspects we should research and how this research can be relevant in other condition scenarios. This has been useful in our studies of MS, fibrosis, and Duchenne. They help us understand the nature of joint and muscle health and long-term care for sports and age-related ills. For practin, we currently have 5 published human clinicals and 3 additional planned human clinicals. Bergamonte is for healthy cholesterol management and metabolic syndrome. It also enhances nitric oxide for improved heart health, better endurance, workout recovery, decreased muscle soreness. We currently have 12 published human clinicals and 1 pending for publication. Not only do you need to have an obsession with scientific studies, but also to protect your product innovations and inventions and claims for you and your clients. Here are the 17 LJ100 published studies. These are important when the patent runs out. So now we go to the mission. A carefully crafted mission statement is the creative core of your playbook. Having a general sense of who you are and what core values you choose to follow is a great starting point to create a mission. Sometimes it's descriptive of what we do, and sometimes it gives us direction to follow. Taking great pains up front to create a mission helps us make strategic decisions more easily. Once it's down in writing, it sets a direction that everyone on your team can follow. Even smaller decisions can be made. For instance, a sustainable mission helps your buyer choose what labels to procure and what packaging to buy to build your brand. Sometimes the mission evolves as we go. At HP Ingredients, we're science obsessed. We probably don't know it at the start, but looking at our actions over time, we realize what our core values truly are. One of our main powers is the reinvestment of our gross revenues into new research of our signature premier ingredients. To have a viable research program, you don't have to be science obsessed like us, but it does help when allocating resources, and we'll discuss this return on investment later. So let's go to the scientific team. It really helps to choose a scientific director. At HPI, we are fortunate to have Dr. Hanke as our Chief Science Officer. Having his and our founders' visions align has helped HPI grow to be a powerhouse of scientific innovation and productivity. Dr. Hanke has been researching practin for close to 4 decades. He has a team of scientists at the University of Chile, researching different conditions that do relate somewhat to sports nutrition. For instance, practin may give you a cognitive edge, as seen in our studies and patents on cognitive impairment. This is crucial for sports head injuries. Also, Dr. Hanke says, when studying muscular dystrophy, we see constant inflammation with cell muscles invaded by inflammatory cells, causing muscle strain and pain. This gives us insight into muscular behavior for sports, weight loss, aging, and sarcopenia, and how practice helps with these. As mentioned, it pays to be science obsessed. But does it indeed really pay? Well, it's out of necessity. To make claims, Health Canada requires 2 studies. It's much tighter than the US DSHEA. Last year, we came out with the osteoarthritis study, which was built on the rheumatoid arthritis study we did in 2009. We had to have 2 studies, but we didn't stop there. We are embarking on a groundbreaking study on osteoarthritis. We know that in 2 to 3 months, practin can change or alter the course of the disease. However, what happens in 1 year's time? To know that, we do a trial for 1 year on pain. To put it in perspective, there is no study on ibuprofen's effects in 1 year. However, the expansion of the study to 1 year from 3 to 4 months costs much more. The early studies on andrographis were done on a common cold by Dr. Hanke. Now we are studying the effects of marquis berry, a Chilean superberry that has more anthocyanins than elderberry, which is used especially in the flu season. As mentioned, Health Canada requires 2 studies. Our customers require, and some insist on, having 1 or 2 studies on our ingredients. 2 studies seems to be the acid test for us to be credible and relevant. So, how do we push the boundaries of science in a cost-effective and efficient way? Well, the short answer is contacts and leverage. In the case of LJ100, we partnered with the government of Malaysia and MIT, the original researchers of Tonkat Ali. We have co-financed some studies on bergamonte. In Chile, we received grants from the university. Doing the study on the common cold, half of it is financed by the Chilean government. Sometimes we finance the studies ourselves. Other times we co-finance with institutions. Dr. Kreider later on will tell you about Texas A&M University as a research institution. So we are constantly balancing the need for pushing the boundaries of innovation and product development versus the immediate return on investment. We take the view that we are in for the long haul, but discovering new science and creating breakthroughs is good for building the body of knowledge that ultimately will pay back dividends. Being known for science gives the consumer trust in our brand, and they will buy from us, they will buy from you. It is usually called the halo effect. So it's not really science for science's sake. I think actually that's the allotted time we have. Again, I'd like to thank the esteemed board of ARPA and our moderator Vince and fellow speakers on this panel. Feel free to email me with any questions. Thank you very much.